Let's talk about District Judge Martin Feldman's refusal to delay his ruling overturning a moratorium on deepwater drilling. John King.
Well, this is one of those cases that already is the subject of conspiracy theory because Judge Feldman does have some investments in the oil and gas industry. He, of course, lives in the Gulf area. Diane was just down there. And in this community, we talked about the competing pressures on the president. This is one of the issues where environmentalists are saying, Mr. President, how'd you let this happen? Look at this. Your government gave the waivers, the environmental waivers, to let this project go forward. And then on the other end, there are people saying, Mr. President, you have grossly overreacted. These are our jobs. They're the best paying jobs, those deep water rigs. These are blue collar workers who are trying to feed their families. And here you have a judge sitting there who has decided with the locals, if you will, in saying that, this moratorium goes too far. There's no dispute that the deep waters are federal waters. The question is, did they overreact or are they violating the contracts for those leases? And the people who oppose this decision say, well, this judge may have a vested interest because of his own investment.
These are environmental groups that are looking at Judge Feldman because you've got this conflict with those who want to keep the waters safe with those who want to keep drilling. Susan.
Well, you have Louisiana officials saying we're losing 10,000 jobs because of this moratorium. But then you have environmental groups saying a 6-month moratorium is not nearly long enough to figure out what went wrong and to prevent it from happening somewhere else again.
Another issue here is that the federal government, again, took a kind of shortcut with this filing. They did not make a substantial and extensive case for why they wanted this moratorium. They basically just asserted that they had the right to declare it because these are federal waters. So the judge essentially said, no, you can't just assert a federal jurisdiction here. Well, a jurisdiction, yes, but not a decision. You can't just jump to that conclusion. You have to build a case, and now they're going to have to come back and do exactly that.
And do you remember Congressman Joe Barton's apology? I thought it was kind of interesting that he sort of took it back.
Well, this is the new age of social media where he apologized, and then on his Twitter account, there was a kind of sarcastic posting that linked to a defense of him that seemed to not sound very apologetic. Now, Barton's staff says this congressman didn't post that. An aide posted that, and they took it down.
But he is going to keep his leadership position.
He keeps his leadership position. He continues to be the face of oil and gas policy for House Republicans. And this has been a big opening for Democrats, arguing that if you let Republicans take over the House, which is one prospect in this year's midterm elections, this is the person who'll be leading oil and gas policy.